Hey guys, welcome to Twin Flame Truth TV. I'm El Hari, Twin Flame alchemist, writer, teacher, and coach. Today's episode is called Shift Happens. Not shit happens, shift happens. And what is really amazing about this is I was planning on doing this episode today, this topic, and incidentally, unbeknownst to me, this morning I noticed a post that was made this morning from one of my students in my Magnetize Your Twin Flame coaching program in the private Facebook group associated with that program. And it was all about exactly this topic and how she completely shifted. Her shift happened. So she mentioned this so beautifully, so much. The first sentence just explains it so much better than I could have put to words. So I'm just going to read to you her sentence right now. She says, I am so grateful to know the difference between thoughts and resonance, mind versus soul. And that's exactly the shift that happens. You shift from your mind, mental, fear-based, perception, I guess, into your soul perspective. And so what does that mean? Well, what happens is that you could, for example, watch all of my videos, you can take notes, you can replay my words in your head or any words, you can mantra, you can write stuff down, you can try to understand it or make sense of it. So many of you are like, this doesn't make sense, because you're trying to make sense with your mind. That's all through the mind. That's all trying to get this or understand or do or work this journey through your mind and look at it from the perspective of your mind. The shift that needs to happen, though, is that you need to do this journey on the level of the soul. And when you do make this shift, you make this shift by shifting energetically closer into alignment with your soul. And when you do that, you realize it all just makes perfect. It all falls together perfectly, right? It doesn't have to make sense. All of this stuff that we try to do and learn and understand and know in our minds and memorize and make sense of, it's all like ridiculous because your soul already knows this. You already know this. Your soul knows all. Your mind knows a fraction of shit compared to what your soul knows, right? Your soul knows it all. And you are your soul. So as you shift closer into alignment with your soul, all of this just clicks. And so it's not about knowing in your mind. It's about resonance. It's about resonance. Just you shift into the knowing that you already have and you already are. Because you are your soul. You are all knowing. This is a journey of the soul. And this journey must happen from the soul perspective. It cannot happen from the mind perspective. You can try as you might, try. And I mean, that's just the natural human nature of things, is to try to make sense through the mind. What that perception does from the fear-based perspective is that we tend to look at things as humans. In the fear-based 3D world, we tend to look at what's going on in our outer world as the guide, as the parameter, as the judge of what we should be doing or what's going on in our inner world. We first look to the outer world. We look to the outer world to try to figure stuff out. We look to the outer world to be like, oh, I should be understanding and knowing about that. Or we look to the outer world, oh, my twin flame is doing, saying, thinking, feeling this. Or not doing, saying, thinking, feeling this. So that means I must not be doing well on my journey, or I must, have to do something else, or I'm not doing something right, or yay, I did something right. But, either way, looking to what's going on in our outer world, that is the fear-based mental mind, human perspective. And that's good and great because we're humans and that's perfect. But for this journey, this is the point. We're shifting out of that paradigm. This is the first step of ascension. Ascension means you shift totally out of that paradigm. For now, for this journey, we need to shift out of that perspective, out of that paradigm of the fear-based mental human way of looking at it, of approaching this journey. This journey must take place on the level of the soul. So, that means as you shift energetically closer into alignment with your soul, you shift into this resonance, and it's just a knowing, and then suddenly it just, it more than makes sense. It just is. You just know it. It's known. And everything just starts to click and just flow in your life and fall into place. With the twin flame, with everything else. It's just the shift has to happen that way. And there's no faking it. You cannot fake it until you make it type of thing. Pretend you're going to do it through your mind. And if I tell myself this enough, or if I memorize enough of what Elle says, or if I watch enough of her videos, it's going to eventually sink in, and then it'll finally click and I'll get it. It's not like that. You cannot fake it till you make it. Why? Because it's yourself, and your soul knows. And your soul knows if you're faking it or not, because it's you, right? You can't fool yourself, just like you can't fool your twin flame. Games don't work with your twin flame, seduction, flirting, all that other kind of stuff. That will cause your twin flame to just bolt, right? It doesn't work that way. Your twin flame is you. You can't fool your twin flame. Your soul is you. You can't fool yourself. So you have to do this on an energetic level. It all starts with shifting closer into alignment with your soul on an energetic level. And to really stop the perspective of looking at things on the outside world, including what I'm saying here in this video, and then trying to make sense of it all in your mind, or what your twin flame is doing or not, and trying to make sense of that in your mind, and deciding what your reaction will be in response to external stimuli. Humans, fear-based mental, look to the outside world first, and then decide what that makes them determine how they react or what they think about it or whatever, right? The soul level, the soul perspective is not that. First, we shift into the soul, closer into alignment with our soul, into the soul level of all knowing, all love, all peace, all abundance, all just perfection and miracles and miraculousness. And then the outside world changes in accordance with that. It reflects that back to us. We don't look to the outside world first. We look within first, and then the outside world changes to reflect our inner world. And that's the shift. That's the shift where you need to get to. But again, it has to happen on the energetic level. It can't be done through the mind, which is a different thing for humans, right? Because we're used to doing everything through our minds. But analyzing all that academia stuff, whatever, that's why it doesn't matter. All the information in the world out there about twin flames, even misinformation, it doesn't matter. Because it's not what you know in your mind. It's shifting. It's doing the energetic work necessary to shift closer into alignment with your soul. And once that shift happens, it just happens, and it's mind-blowing, because really your mind can't even conceive of it. It literally blows your mind. So yeah, that I wanted to make a distinction there between the resonance and the mind versus the soul, as my students so eloquently put it, mind versus soul. And that's so simple, and that is exactly what it is. It's mind versus soul. And so if you would like help learning how to shift energetically closer into alignment with your soul, I have opened up a limited number of spaces in my Magnetize Your Twin Flame coaching program with a start date of October 4th. So that's 1 week from Friday. So we're getting very close to that. I've almost half the spaces have already been filled just within the past couple days. So if you are ever thinking about doing this program, now is the time, because there are a limited number of spaces. We need to do that. We need to limit the spaces, because we do give very personalized, awesome, awesome support and guidance to each one of our students in there. And, we want to make sure we continue to do that. So we need to limit the number of people who enroll in each of these enrollment dates. But it's the best program, the only program out there that really works for twin flames. It's based on divine truth, so it can't not work. You cannot fail at it as long as you apply it. And once you resonate and you make this shift, which we teach you how to do, you're applying it. You're there, right? Anyway, so we not only teach you how to do that, we not only teach you how to shift closer into alignment with your soul, but first we teach you how, if you're feeling obsessed or distressed or depressed or anxious or any of those other awful things, if you have core wound pain in your heart, solar plexus, or sacral chakra, you right away will start to feel so much better in the program. We deactivate your core wound pain, and we stop the obsessive thoughts so that you're able to then work with the energy that's necessary to be worked with and identified in order to shift closer into alignment with your soul. By week 3, you're shifting closer into alignment with your soul. I mean, it's that quick, that's that fast how this does. This isn't like, a huge drawn out process of learning how to do this. It's resonance, and it happens very quickly. You'll feel good right away. You'll feel so much better, and then you'll be able to shift closer into alignment with your soul by week 3. And then you also simultaneously will learn how to balance out that fear-based push energy we're always talking about, which also balances out your twin flames pull energy because you're the same energetic field. You're just neutralizing that shared energetic field, which allows your soul then to magnetize and bring your 2 physical bodies together. And then, when that happens, the rest is history. No, the journey never ends. It's a never-ending journey. I mean, there's no end game. But, that is what we go over in the Magnetize Your Twin Flame coaching program. This is based on divine truth, which my teacher, channeled and somehow figured out and discovered and has shared and helped thousands of twin flames through their journeys with this. I have helped hundreds so far, and I'm willing and able to help anyone else and many more. So definitely, if you've ever, if you feel like you need help, definitely don't wait. There's no sense in putting it off. It's not going to go away. Your soul is ready, and it's with you wherever you go, so it's going to be following you wherever you go. It's going to be persistent and pestering you until you face this and do this. So if you are interested in snagging one of the final spots left for my Magnetize Your Twin Flame program, beginning on October 4th, I will put the link below this video. Please schedule a free one-on-one clarity consultation where we won't only see if you're a good fit for the program, and you'll be able to make that determination for yourself as well. We're not here just judging you. We don't judge you. I mean, it's all up to you. But also in this call, this call is awesome too, because you'll get complete clarity about what's going on in your own situation, because everyone's physical situation is unique and individual. And then you will also have any of your questions answered regarding, the journey, the program, whatever. So definitely schedule a call. This call is worth it in itself. It's very valuable. It's not just some sleazy sales call or anything like that. You will get actual truth and coaching in this call. So definitely schedule it. I'll put the link below this video in the comments, and have a great week. And I will see you next week in the next episode of Twin Flame Truth TV. Lots of love.